What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic, and today I'm bringing you guys a Destiny gameplay talking about the changes coming to the Titan in 2.1. This is something that I think a lot of people have been hoping for. If you are a Titan, you probably haven't been hoping for this. I can say personally, and I need to preface this early, I play all classes. I have no strong favorites. I would say I lean a little bit more towards Warlock because I started off with a Void Walker. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I play everything. I have time on every single class in the game. I'm not exclusive to anything. There's nothing that I haven't played in PvP or PvE. So I know the Titans struggle when it comes to the Striker or the Defender, which is not a great class to have in PvP. So I understand the struggle, and I know that the Sunbreaker was the saving grace for a lot of folks that like to compare, hey, you guys are all upset about the Sunbreaker. What about the Hunter, right? Like, what about the Blade Dancer? What about the Golden Gun? You guys want to nerf the Sunbreaker? I know all the arguments. I feel you. That being said, I was still a little salty when I died to Hammer of Soul after making fantastic plays, dodging, dipping, ducking, sniping heads, and still they survive. Still they survive. Those things frustrate me a little bit. That's just a little bit of frustration, a little bit of salt. Because if I headshot a Golden Gun gunslinger, he's dead. If I headshot a Sunsinger, he's dead. So the Titan for me did not feel good, and they're actually reducing that damage reduction or resistance, I should say, that the Titan has while they're in Hammer of Soul by 9.09%. So I believe that is going to allow you to headshot them with the high impact, low rate of fire snipers, which is probably the biggest thing I have a gripe with. Now, the duration, it doesn't seem like they're changing the duration of Hammer of Soul. It seems like you're still going to get the same number of hammers, which is like 7 at max. You're still going to have the ability to get your recovery and agility up, although they tone those down. They remove the +1 recovery and +1 agility stat bonuses while you're in Flameseeker. They also turned down the hammer tracking bonus on Flameseeker by 25%, and they reduced the splash damage detonation by 20%. And those things were freaking better than Nova bombs in some cases. So I'm actually glad to see that it's more indicative of what I think should happen. There shouldn't be a huge ass explosion from you throwing a hammer at someone, even if it's on fire. I just don't see how that made sense in the first damn place. So I'm glad to see those changes. That being said, I don't know if the 20%, 25% is a little too high. We're gonna find out here soon. But for me, just looking at it, it seems really high. So though I think that's my concern. We'll see if they go overboard or not. But I think those are the two big things that have me like, I don't know, maybe 15, maybe 17, maybe 18. So those numbers seem really drastic, and the way that they're rounded out, like the other ones have 9.09% or 1.5%, right? So looking at that one, it just seems like that was like an arbitrary, okay, 25% is the number we need, so let's go to 25%. So I don't know, it just seems a little weird. They're also, I mentioned the agility recovery. The Fleet Fire is going to have +1 agility stat. Firekeeper is going to have the +1 recovery stat. And Cauterize is going to have a 3-second increase on that cooldown. So it's now 0 seconds. It will be increased to 3 seconds. There is also an interesting change to the movement across the board on Catapult. The initial velocity has been increased by 5%. So I think you're going to be able to move even faster when you're running around using Catapult. Excuse me. The change that has me... look, I don't want to be, I'm not angry about it. It's just one of those things where it's like Bungie's been looking at this stuff for so long, and it just doesn't make sense to me that it's just now happening. And that is the Titan melee range is finally being extended. And I don't remember if they did an update to extend the range previously, but I feel like it's always been T-Rex melee status for the Titans. But the range is being increased on every single class. So the Sunbreaker is getting a 12.5% increase, the Striker is getting a 12.5% increase, and the Defender is getting a 12.5% increase. It's just, I don't like, they've had this data for so long, and a year and a half later, they're making Titan melee changes. It's just like, people have been talking about this for a while. If you play PvP, you know that It just doesn't feel good to be a Titan trying to melee in comparison to a blink striking blade dancer or any of the warlocks. It just doesn't feel as good. So, you know, I just, it's strange to me that they would extend the melee range this much later. So, you know, I'm happy to see it. It's just order of operations, I should say, just has me kind of puzzled. They're also going to increase the base damage of Storm Fist on the Striker by 18.2%. And there's a bunch of other changes for the Striker in particular. They're trying to make the Striker and the Defender more appealing in PvP. They showed the KD ratios for the Sunbreaker by comparison to the other two classes, and it was a very noticeable difference. If you're a Sunbreaker, you're probably rolling over a 1.0 KD. If you are not a Sunbreaker and you're playing Defender or Striker, on average, you are below that 1.0 KD ratio. So, you know, I think they're just trying to make the game feel better for all the classes in PvP. I know there's been, a long history now, year and a half plus, of people commenting on the strength of those classes in PvP, and they're just now acting on that, making them a little bit better. Now, they've made some incremental changes here and there, but this is something that I think will, at least at its core, kind of looking at it, first observation, it should make people feel a little bit better across the board. So, big changes, bottom line, big changes. Sunbreaker's getting a nerf, Striker is getting a buff, and Defender's getting a slight buff in PvP. All of them have extended melee range. We'll see how much better it is in PvP. I'm certainly hoping that it feels real good. I'm interested to see how you guys feel about this one. Is this a change that you wanted? Are you a Sunbreaker, and are you currently salty? I want to know. You guys got to let me know. And that's all I got for today. I'm pretty happy about these changes. I hope to see you guys trying it out, testing it out for 2.1. I'll definitely be doing so. And until the next time, folks, I will catch you all later. Stay frosty. If you like this video, you should probably click on the one down below. That'll take you to another video. You may like it. A little bit about me. I'm a former pro player. I play PC and console, mostly shooters. I also have a gaming podcast. I do tips and tactics, live gameplays. Check out my Twitch. Also, I work in the industry. Why are you not subscribed?